Okay, so in this question here, again, y equals mx plus c, straight line. So we need to work out the gradient. You can see I've already drawn a triangle here. Okay, I've chose those 2 points. Doesn't matter what points you choose and what triangle, as long as you have a triangle. Okay, it could be a smaller triangle. You still come up with the same gradient. Now, what's important here, when I work out the rise here, divided by the step, okay, we've got here the rise to be 8, haven't we? And the step to be 4, okay, so that comes out to be 2, doesn't it? However, this line now is actually sloping downwards, okay, whereas the other ones, they were sloping upwards, they were increasing, weren't they? As if a plane taking off. Here now, as if the plane's coming down, okay, it's decreasing. So we can have a negative gradient, all right? It's important to have a negative gradient. Now, we need to have negative coming out here, so we need to put a -2 there, all right? And you're done. If you put -2 there, then you have y equals -2x as part of your answer. Now, in terms of how this works with rise and step, if you think about it, if I was to go from this point to this point, right, the step would be going backwards, wouldn't it? I'd be going backwards 4 and then up 8. So in effect, the step is a -4, isn't it? Okay, so you're going back 4, up 8. So 8 then divided by -4 is -2, okay, because you've got 8 divided by 4 is 2, and there's minus there, so it's -2. All right, but remember, when it's sloping downwards, it is a negative gradient. Okay, that's important that you do have a negative here in your answer. And then we need to add on then where the line intersects the y-axis, intersects at 4. Okay, job done. So part B then says write down an equation of the straight line that is parallel to y equals 5x. You can write down any straight line at all. Y equals 5x, right, is a straight line. Okay, and you might be wondering, well, where's the c bit? Where's the bit I'm adding on? Well, in this case, you're adding on 0. Okay, that's what that is, and there's no need to write the add 0, so that's why they just leave it as y equals 5x. But that's the form there. And you need to think then, if I had this line, where would it cross the y-axis? If you think about it now, because the c is 0, of course, c is 0, that means it will cross the y-axis as 0. So it would be going through, wouldn't it? It would go through the origin, this line y equals 5x. Now to get another line that's parallel to it, if it's parallel, it's got to have the same gradient. Okay? Parallel means it's got the same slope. It's going in the same direction. So the gradient here of 5 must exist in my new line. Okay, so it would have to be 5x, and then of course you need to maybe adjust it. Okay, so maybe you could do 5x plus 2, right? So in effect, then you've got 2 lines. This line has got gradient 5, and it goes through the origin. Okay, it goes through 0 on the y-axis, and then this one still got the same gradient. It's the same slope. It's parallel to this, but it actually intercepts the y-axis at 2, so it's slightly higher. That line is slightly higher. So maybe look something like this. So you've got your y equals 5x there, and then your y equals 5x plus 2 would be slightly higher, and you'll be crossing at 2. You've got your 2 lines there that are parallel. Okay, part C then, find the midpoint of the straight line that joins the points with coordinates 2, -7, 6, 13. So to get the midpoint, perhaps what helps is if you write out the points like this. So there's one point, and then you've got the other point. Maybe we write it at the end here. And the midpoint will be in between, if that makes sense. Okay, so we want to be halfway in between here. So we need to figure out what is going to go here. Now, if you think about, let's focus on the x values first. The x value here is 2. The x value there is 6. Okay. So you just got to ask what's in between them. What's halfway in between them? Between 2 and 6. Well, of course, it's going to be 4, isn't it? Okay. That's what's going to go there. 4 is halfway between 2 and 6. Now, for the y values then, you check that. -7 and 13. What's halfway between there? Now, that one is obviously slightly more challenging, but all you need to do is think of the gap maybe between -7 and 13. To get from -7 to 13, that's a gap of 20 if you think about it, because it's -7. If you go all the way to 0, that's 7, and then all the way to 13, then that'll add up to 20. So if the gap between -7 and 13 is 20, halfway then will be 10 between them. Okay, so all I need to do is add 10 onto this, or take away 10 from this, and I'd end up with 3. So there's my coordinate, and make sure, of course, we put brackets around it.